The chosen Season 6 trailer is finally here, and it's time to brace ourselves for a journey unlike any other. In this season, we're stepping into the final 24 hours of Jesus' life, an hour so heavy with emotion, it promises to shatter everything we thought we knew. The trailer sets a tone of deep sadness, of betrayal, and of an impending loss so immense that no one could truly prepare for what's to come. We know the ending. We know what happens. But this season will make us feel it all over again. With the shadow of the cross hanging over us, Season 6 promises to be not just a retelling, but an experience. One that will move you to tears and change the way you think about the story of Jesus forever. But the real surprise is what's hidden behind the making of this season. The production team, the cast, and even the creators themselves have admitted that the emotional toll of bringing this season to life was unlike anything they've faced before. The trailer does more than just showcase the events. It immerses us in the agony of those final moments. The weight of the crucifixion isn't just something that happens in the story. It's something the cast and crew have lived through. This season, for the first time, focuses entirely on one single day, the day before Jesus' death. And believe me, the emotional depth will hit harder than ever before. Imagine this. Nearly the entire season unfolds in the dark. The tension, the fear, the silence of history's most painful night. And while most of the season's scenes were filmed overnight, capturing the chilling, quiet terror that accompanied that final day, it's not just the visuals that hit hard. It's the energy of the actors themselves. Jonathan Roomie, who plays Jesus, has said this was the hardest performance of his career. It wasn't just about acting. It was about living through the exhaustion, the fear, and the crushing weight of portraying Jesus during these hours. Jonathan didn't just lose weight. He lost part of himself in the process. He dug deeper into his soul than ever before, carrying the burden of the crucifixion not only physically, but emotionally. But the pain didn't stop with him. Elizabeth Tabish, who plays Mary Magdalene, shared how even though she knew everything was scripted, the scenes of mockery and execution were unbearable. The actors didn't just perform the roles, they felt them. Elizabeth described how the scenes shook her to her core, as though she were witnessing the pain of someone she truly loved. It was clear that the filming process was emotionally grueling. The cast often talked about how the experience felt less like acting and more like living through the events themselves. There were moments when they had to pause, overwhelmed by the sheer heaviness of what they were doing. Abe Bueno Galad, who plays Big James, mentioned how the cast was so focused, so shaken, that they couldn't help but return to watch even when they weren't scheduled to work. Every single person felt the weight of this season. And it's not just the actors, the sheer scale of the production itself tells us how monumental this story is. This season is bigger than anything we've seen before. Over the course of 86 days, filming took place across 3 different locations: North Texas, Utah, and Malta, Italy, the same place where the actual crucifixion scenes will be set. The length of the production, nearly 20 days longer than any previous season, shows just how massive the scope of this season is. But what's striking is that despite the enormous scale of filming, the show hasn't lost its intimate, raw nature. It's still about betrayal. It's still about love. It's still about heartbreak. And most importantly, it's about faith. Faith in a world about to lose its savior. We watch as Judas makes his choice, as Peter struggles with his fear, as Mary grieves, and as Jesus steps forward to face his destiny. The trailer teases these moments, hinting at emotions we thought we were prepared for. But the truth is, we aren't ready for the depth of what's to come. And if you think the story itself is groundbreaking, wait until you hear how the episodes will be released. For the first time, the final season will not simply be dropped all at once. Instead, the episodes will be hosted on Amazon Prime Video throughout 2026, with the grand finale, The Crucifixion itself, being released as a full-length movie in theaters on May 12, 2027. Can you imagine the intensity of watching that moment on the big screen? The heartache, the power, the history. It won't just be a movie. It will be a shared, collective experience. What's even more amazing is that this groundbreaking release is just part of the story. Season 7, which will begin with the resurrection, will also be shown in theaters as a movie, premiering on March 31st, 2028. This partnership between 5 and 2 Studios and Amazon MGM marks a shift in how we experience faith stories. The Chosen isn't just another show. It's reshaping how we tell stories of faith on a global scale. But this moment didn't happen overnight. It began as a crowd-funded project, a dream that many thought wouldn't succeed. Yet here we are, with millions of people watching it, talking about it, and experiencing it on a deeper level than ever before. The Chosen has become more than a TV show. It's a cultural event, one that unites people from every corner of the world, transcending boundaries and differences. The new release strategy is proof of this. It's not just about a show anymore. It's about a movement. It's about reimagining how we connect with stories of faith and with each other. As we move deeper into The Chosen Season 6, it becomes clear that this is not just another season of television. This is a monumental storytelling moment. The show has always aimed to do the unexpected, but Season 6 is on another level entirely. Dallas Jenkins, the creator, has said this season was the most emotionally draining and spiritually intense project he's ever worked on. The burden of bringing this story to life is felt not just by the actors, but by everyone involved in the production. Dallas admitted that when writing the scripts, there were times he had to step away, overwhelmed by the sheer weight of the events he was recounting. Writing the darkest night in history, a night where everything crumbled, was no easy task. This season is drenched in sorrow. It's not filled with miracles or teachings. It's filled with the agony of betrayal, fear, and ultimate loss. It's a season that doesn't shy away from the darkness. It embraces it, delves into it, and forces the audience to feel it too. The trailer itself is a glimpse into that darkness. The muted colors, the slow pacing, the haunting silence, it all builds up to something devastating. The tension in every frame is palpable, as if the story is holding its breath, waiting for the inevitable. And yet, it's not just the dark moments that make this season stand out. It's the way those dark moments are balanced with the light of love, sacrifice, and hope. The cast has shared how they were pushed to their emotional limits. Jonathan Roomie, who has portrayed Jesus for years, opened up about the toll this role has taken on him. He didn't just act out the crucifixion scenes, he lived through them. The physical and emotional exhaustion was so overwhelming that he pushed himself beyond anything he thought possible. He lost weight, his body changed, and yet he didn't stop. He persevered because he knew the story needed to be told in the truest way possible. Elizabeth Tabish echoed this sentiment, revealing how she was deeply affected by the mockery and execution scenes. Despite knowing they were just reenactments, the pain she felt was real. It was as if she was watching someone she loved endure unimaginable suffering. That kind of emotional rawness doesn't come from just acting. It comes from truly experiencing the weight of the moment. But it wasn't just the main actors who felt this burden. The entire cast spoke about the powerful emotions that overtook them during filming. Abueno Galad, who plays Big James, said he had never seen the cast so focused, so immersed in their roles. Some moments were so intense they gave him goosebumps. He admitted that even on days he wasn't scheduled to work, he would return to watch the scenes because he couldn't look away. And it's not just the actors. The entire production team felt the gravity of this season. Filming for Season 6 took a staggering 86 days across 3 countries. It was by far the longest production time of any season. And yet, despite the massive scale, it somehow retains that intimate, personal feel that The Chosen has always been known for. This is a show about betrayal, friendship, heartbreak, and unwavering faith. The stakes have never been higher, and the emotional depth is unmatched. The trailer teases these moments. Judas's fateful decision, Peter's struggle with fear, Mary's heartbreaking grief, and Jesus's unwavering resolve as he steps into his destiny. These moments don't just hint at what's to come. They promise to shake us to our core. And just when we think we can't bear anymore, the production team reveals yet another game-changing aspect of this season: the release strategy. Unlike previous seasons, which followed the usual binge-release model, Season 6 will unfold in a completely different way. Amazon Prime Video will host the episodes throughout 2026, but the finale, the moment we've all been waiting for, will be a full-length cinematic event released in theaters. The Crucifixion itself will be shown on the big screen, a moment that defines the very heart of the Christian faith, played out in a way that demands the full attention of every audience member. Imagine sitting in a theater, surrounded by people who have followed this journey for years, all watching together as Jesus carries his cross. The weight of the moment will be impossible to ignore. It's a shared experience that brings the audience together in a way that watching it alone simply cannot. This isn't just about watching a TV show, it's about being part of a global event, one that transcends entertainment and touches something deeper, something sacred. And it doesn't end there. After the crucifixion, the next chapter in the story, the resurrection, will also be given the cinematic treatment. Premiering in theaters in March 2028. This is a new kind of storytelling, one that brings the most pivotal moments in human history to life in a way that's never been done before. This partnership between the production team and Amazon MGM proves that The Chosen is not just a show, it's a movement. The team behind The Chosen has always been willing to push the boundaries of what's expected. They began as a crowd-funded project, a risky experiment that no one believed would succeed. But here we are, years later, with millions of fans around the world. The Chosen has become more than just a series. It's become a cultural phenomenon. It's one of the most watched shows on the planet, with millions tuning in to experience the story of Jesus in a fresh, powerful way. The new release strategy only solidifies the show's place in the world. It's no longer just about telling a story. It's about creating a shared experience, one that unites people across different cultures, backgrounds, and beliefs. The Chosen is transforming the way we experience faith, making us not just watch a story, but live it, feel it, and understand its profound impact. As we dive even deeper into The Chosen Season 6, it's impossible to ignore the magnitude of what's at stake. The team's commitment to authenticity is evident in every frame, every line of dialogue, and every emotional beat. Dallas Jenkins, the visionary behind the series, has admitted that Season 6 is by far the most difficult season to produce. The weight of the story is not just carried by the actors on screen, but by everyone behind the scenes as well. When Dallas first approached the script, he wasn't just writing words. He was reconstructing one of the darkest and most emotionally charged nights in history. The process was so draining that he found himself overwhelmed, often needing to step away from the script to collect himself. This wasn't simply about crafting a narrative. It was about portraying a moment that defines the Christian faith, one that is filled with betrayal, fear, and sorrow, and yet one that gives birth to the greatest story of hope the world has ever known. The production team didn't shy away from the darkness. Instead, they leaned into it. Season 6 isn't just about showing the physical agony of the crucifixion, it's about showing the emotional and spiritual toll it took on everyone involved. The cast members, especially Jonathan Roomie, who portrays Jesus, didn't just act out the events, they felt them deeply. Jonathan described how each rehearsal drained him, how the weight of the character's final moments felt more real with each step toward the cross. He wasn't just playing a role. He was embodying the full experience of Jesus' last day on earth. Elizabeth Tabish, who plays Mary Magdalene, shared similar sentiments. She said that filming the scenes of mockery and execution was so intense, it felt as if she were witnessing someone she loved endure unspeakable pain. The cast members weren't just portraying biblical characters, they were stepping into the very souls of those characters, experiencing the grief, the fear, and the devastation of that night. What's even more remarkable is that the emotional toll didn't end when the cameras stopped rolling. Many of the cast members found themselves carrying the weight of the story with them long after the scenes were filmed. Elizabeth revealed that the pain she felt during those scenes lingered, making it difficult for her to sleep at night. These weren't just actors doing a job, they were people profoundly moved by the story they were telling. And that raw emotion is what will make this season resonate with audiences on a level we've never seen before. The entire production process was grueling, not just physically, but emotionally. The team spent nearly 3 months filming, with locations spanning from the deserts of North Texas to the ancient streets of Mata, Italy, where the crucifixion scenes will unfold. The choice of location isn't just for visual appeal, it's for authenticity. The narrow, winding streets of Mata, the flickering torches that line the walls, and the looming cross all serve to transport us into the heart of that fateful night. The massive scale of the production does not detract from its intimacy. Despite the grandeur of the setting, the emotional core of the story remains deeply personal. This season is about people, about Judas's fateful choice, about Peter's fear and failure, about Mary's grief and sorrow, and about Jesus' unwavering faith in the face of unimaginable suffering. It's not just a story of events, it's a story of hearts breaking, of lives forever altered by betrayal and love. The trailer teases these moments, offering glimpses of the betrayal by Judas, the desperation of Peter, and the crushing weight of the cross. But the true depth of what's to come can't be captured in just a trailer. The emotional impact of these scenes will be felt in every moment, in every line, in every expression. It's a story that will break us but also heal us. A story that will force us to confront the darkness before we can experience the light of the resurrection. And yet, even as the story builds to its most heart-wrenching moments, there is still a sense of hope that underpins everything. As Dallas Jenkins has said, while Season 6 is drenched in sorrow, it's also about love. It's about Jesus' love for his disciples even in the face of betrayal. It's about his unwavering love for humanity even as he faces the agony of the cross. This love doesn't come without its pain, but it's that love that will ultimately give way to resurrection. In every scene, in every word, there's a subtle but powerful reminder that love, even in the darkest moments, is the force that will change everything. And while Season 6 may leave us in tears, it's also preparing us for the greatest triumph the world has ever known, the resurrection. This tension between despair and redemption is what makes The Chosen so powerful. It's not just telling a story, it's inviting us to experience it, to feel the weight of the crucifixion, to witness the betrayal, and to stand at the foot of the cross alongside those who loved Jesus the most. It's a journey we won't soon forget. As we approach the final chapters of The Chosen Season 6, the stakes couldn't be higher. This is a season that forces us to confront the deepest, most difficult truths of our faith. The agony of betrayal, the despair of loss, and the overwhelming weight of the cross. But in doing so, it also prepares us for the greatest moment of triumph the world has ever known. What makes this season so remarkable is the way it balances the darkness of Jesus' suffering with the flicker of hope that shines through even in the bleakest moments. Each scene, each dialogue, and each performance brings us closer to understanding the monumental significance of what is unfolding. We're not just witnessing the events, we're feeling them. The actors, the crew, and even the audience are immersed in the raw emotion of the final days leading up to the crucifixion. And as the tension builds, there is one crucial element that stands at the heart of the story: the transformative power of love. In the face of betrayal and suffering, Jesus' love never wavers. This is the story of someone who, even knowing the pain he was about to endure, chose to love unconditionally. It's the ultimate act of grace, the sacrifice of one life for the salvation of all. Throughout the series, we've seen the disciples struggle, question, and grow. But nothing could have prepared them for what would unfold on that dark night. The trailer for Season 6 gives us glimpses of those final moments, showing us the crushing weight of betrayal as Judas makes his choice, Peter's desperate denials, and Mary's heartbreaking grief. And in those moments, we see something else: Jesus, unwavering in his resolve, walking toward his destiny. As we watch Jesus carry his cross, knowing the agony that awaits him, we're reminded of the human cost of the story. This isn't just a myth or a distant event. This is a real heartbreaking moment that forever altered the course of history. And that's exactly what The Chosen aims to show us: the humanity of Jesus, his disciples, and everyone involved in the story. But it's not just about pain, it's about redemption. As the crucifixion scene unfolds, we are invited to witness the ultimate sacrifice. The trailer hints at the emotional intensity of those moments, but nothing can prepare us for the raw power of watching Jesus on the cross. This isn't just an event in history, it's a moment that changes everything. And when we sit in the theater, surrounded by strangers who are also experiencing this moment. The collective grief will be palpable, the silence will be deafening, the tears inevitable, and then after the darkness comes the resurrection, the greatest triumph of all. Season 7, which will begin with the resurrection, promises to take us from the depths of despair to the highest point of victory. The emotional journey will be completed in the most breathtaking way possible, showing us the glory that follows the sacrifice. It's not just about witnessing the resurrection, it's about experiencing it. The Chosen has always strived to make its viewers feel something more profound than just entertainment. It wants us to connect with the story on a personal, emotional level, and that's what makes this show so powerful. It's not just a retelling of a story we've heard 1,000 times. It's a new way of experiencing the story of Jesus, one that invites us to relive the most defining moments in history, not as passive viewers, but as active participants in the journey. The release strategy for these final seasons is a testament to this. The decision to bring the crucifixion and resurrection to the big screen is not just about showcasing the events. It's about creating a shared, communal experience. Theaters packed with people who have followed this story for years will watch together as Jesus is crucified, as he rises from the dead, and as the world is forever changed. It's a cinematic event that transcends entertainment. It's an emotional and spiritual experience that will leave a lasting impact on everyone who witnesses it. For the Chosen team, this is the culmination of years of hard work, passion, and dedication. It's a dream realized, and one that continues to inspire millions around the world. From its humble beginnings as a crowd-funded project to its current status as a global phenomenon, The Chosen has proven that when storytelling is done with heart, authenticity, and a deep respect for the source material, it can change the world. The anticipation for Season 6 is already building, with fans anxiously awaiting the moment they'll witness the crucifixion in theaters. The online reaction to the trailer has been overwhelming, with fans expressing their eagerness and their fears about what's to come. Many say they don't know how they'll make it through the crucifixion scenes without breaking down, while others feel a strange sense of gratitude for being able to witness this pivotal moment in such a raw, cinematic way. This is the genius of The Chosen. It's not just a series, it's a journey. It's an experience that brings us closer to the people who lived through these events, closer to the pain, the sacrifice, and the hope. It's a story that transcends time and place, connecting us with something far greater than ourselves. As we look ahead to the finale, we know one thing for certain. The Chosen is about to take us on a journey that will change us forever. It will break our hearts, but it will also remind us of why this story still matters, why it continues to change lives, why we still need it today. The cross is coming, the resurrection is waiting, and The Chosen is taking us there. Together, we'll experience the most powerful moment in human history. And in doing so, we'll be reminded of the hope that still shines through, even in the darkest of times.